Hello everyone and welcome to this evening's stream at the MSR Formula Renault Preseason League. So this is my first time commentating. I'm very excited. I'm hoping everyone will enjoy the stream tonight. But practice is about to start, so let's get into that. So currently we have Boj in a nice livery today, I'd say, in a Scuderia El Plan. So hopefully he doesn't have the reliability of the Ferraris, but certainly hope he has the pace. As you see him warming up his tyres. Today's track is circuit the Catalunya near Barcelona. So we're hopefully going to be, it's a hard track. So hopefully there's going to be some good moves that are going to be here today, as all the drivers are leaving the exit. So we've got once again another livery. I believe that's we've got a Ferrari. I believe we've got like an Alfa Romeo now. So, and a it's got the Malboro. Dudek definitely strolling a nice livery as well here. I was taking a look at all the liveries. I didn't manage to get to Dudek, and I must say I am most certainly impressed. He's definitely got it with the red and white. But let's go. Any other liveries? Oh, Fennec as well, rolling a nice blue and black livery. Hopefully those wings on the side of his car can push him forward. Yeah, anyone else? Also got Luis Malo, who is here, part of Dudek's team. So hopefully those two have a good scrap today. And of course we have the man himself, Roman GR. Probably one of the quickest drivers on the grid today. Yeah, I have not seen his pace, so maybe he may not like the car, I don't know. But definitely in previous leagues he's been first, basically. Be very unlikely for him to finish in at least the top 3. So anyone else? We also got Trouble, with the absolutely amazing green livery. I must say I do love the colour green. It just, he's just gone into the gravel. But yeah, as I was saying, I just loving and taking out some cones, but loving the green livery there as he makes his way for from someone there, either Luis Malo or Dudek. But yeah, the green just works for me, I guess, as we now have people posting times, where we now have Fennec on provisional pole as he takes his first lap round at 1:41.8, and we have Eddie and Lord I don't know slowly following behind within about a second and a half. Oh my, and that's a 27 second, 15 seconds quicker than Fennec. But then again, that might have just been an outlap by both Fennec Eddie and Lord I don't know. Yes, it must have been, because now we have some absolutely quick times coming in. So so now the grid is definitely getting a lot closer, as we're starting to see people in the 26.5s as Fennec is let by is that Edit? No, I don't believe that's it. But yeah, as Fennec's just let by someone. Who else is there? We've got I have no idea if they were in the previous league, but rolling in the one of the default liveries is Kaku from the Syndicate League, which I believe it wasn't from the previous server. So a warm welcome if they haven't raced this league, which I don't believe. I also got running. I have not seen this livery. Actually, I think Ash and Kira running the nice orange Rockstar livery. That is absolutely wonderful livery with the nice uproar on the side. Definitely, I'm gonna have to do a video just based on people's liveries, to be honest. But I hear there's even more coming to the league, so until round 1, I probably won't be doing anything. But I am absolutely amazed so far by the amount of amazing liveries, as Ashton Kira gets 1.5 seconds away from the leader with 127.6. So, who else is there? We also have Svi in a nice yellow Remco livery. I believe this is also a default livery, but definitely one for yellow. Definitely is a good colour, I would say. As thank you for following whoever that was. But yeah, we definitely got a lot of people in this qualifying today, as we see someone disappear and go back into the pits as we pass the 9-minute mark. So surprisingly enough, I'm looking at all the side things, and it is Roman in 6th. Maybe he's had a couple bad laps, maybe he hasn't won for the Formula Renault, which would be make the standings very interesting, as we have definitely some quick drivers on track. However, Xevious in the GZR livery, a very nice blue and black livery, which I must say, as much as that stripe in the middle isn't strange going diagonally across, I am loving it. I really am. But he's taken provisional pole away from Matt by 3/10 with a 126.1. Oh, I was doing some practice earlier in these cars, and I was not getting anywhere close to the 126s, let alone the 127s. So a lot of people here today are quicker than me. I mean, I'm not racing, but it's definitely a competitive field. Definitely. As we still have, we're still waiting for 3 cars to set quick laps, as we are approaching the halfway mark of the qualifying session. So maybe they've had setup problems, or haven't been able to get a good lap time. But so far we have Xevious on provisional pole, with Mats with a close second, and Ultimate Case in 3rd. I'm trying to not say because I've realised I'm starting to do that. And then we have Boj in 4th, and Dudek in definitely foreign territory in qualifying 5th. So that would be on the 3rd row, which definitely, so far, if the standings are this way, would be a new PB for him, I believe. We also have his teammate behind him by only 100th of a second. So definitely a competitive field, and even closer than 100th of a second, less than 100th of a second, is Roman GR. So definitely going to be some close racing today. We're going to have safety car is on, so if we do see some big crashes, luckily people will be able to pit, fix damage, and be able to get themselves back into the race. So hoping that stuff like that doesn't happen and we have a nice competitive race. But I must say, Barcelona is a tricky track like that. Especially going through after the tight hairpin. I'm saying again, but yeah, after the tight hairpin, the short left-hander, which then goes into the right-hander, does make your car quite unstable and the rear loose. So I don't know if people are going to have that problem today, or if there's going to be an incident. But definitely, I can't get my words. Definitely not the most stable track. I would say, but still a good one at that. So we now hop on board with Double running the nice, probably one of my favourite default liveries. The nice, it almost reminds me of a Jaguar, but of course it's not, it's Formula Renault. But the nice green and the nice red, you know, all together, as he's now hopefully on a hot lap as we hit the 5-minute mark now of the session. So only a couple, maybe a few more laps will be allowed in this qualifying session, as Double is definitely, you know, going up over 150 miles per hour, going for 160 as he now comes into the braking zone. Definitely a this goes a little bit wide as well, but definitely loving the livery, and I'm hoping that he now sets a good time, as we also hop on with Alex, which I do not recall from any other leagues or anything. So a new person in the league, believing he's running the default, looks like a Ferrari livery. Definitely a nice red, standing out one. But apart from that, let's do a quick onboard with someone. Oh, how did I not see this? The top 3 are separated only by, oh my, even half of a tenth of a second. That was a mouthful, but oh my, absolutely, they are leaving it to no margins. We have Matt right now, provisional pole, coming down into the final few laps. Boj, I don't even know how close, 16 thousandths of a second, and then Xavius 30 thousandths of a second. That's just absolutely close racing. An amazing qualifying so far. I just wish I could have got that lap, but who is on a lap though? I have to find someone quickly before I run out of time. Who is going on? Here we go. Let's go on Kaka as we go for an onboard round the circuit. So let's go for a nice roof cam. And so going into this corner at about 180 miles per hour, definitely one of the biggest braking zones. And then going around this corner at 110 miles per hour, going wide as this corner does create a lot of understeer on the car, and then coming in at 160, which is just, these corners are quick. I would say they're very deceiving. And now hard braking, as they've gone into the pits. That's it. I gotta hop on with someone. Oh, perfect. Double going from exactly where we've left off. He goes a bit wide. So as we carry on, coming into this corner, hitting 70 miles per hour as we go down. Then this next corner, going 120 into it, and then the hard braking left is just, these corners, honestly, they are very, very quick. Now hopefully all the way throttle down, this is probably the scariest corner of them all, going around 138 miles per hour. Definitely one of the quickest as we go into the biggest braking zone of all, coming in at around 160 miles per hour. And then this was the left hand I was talking about, which is very, very, if you get it wrong, you do get it wrong, as well as this, which can quite a bumpy surface. As we go into the slowest part of the section, coming into the chicane area, which we hit the lowest speed of all, which is 55 miles per hour. I'm annoyed now that I didn't make the change to kilometers per hour, as most people in this league are using kilometers. So as Double comes around, he goes from 15th, I believe, to 14th as he makes time on himself. So who else? We've only got 1 minute left, so whoever is on a hot lap will probably not get time to do another one, as Xavius takes it from Matt, and is now 6 thousandth of a second in front of Matt. These people are just, every mistake, every small mistake will count to your lap time. You make a small mistake, that could cost you pole. So Oh yeah, hi fat. Sorry, I didn't see it as well. Hi fat scout. But yeah, it's just absolute amazing how yes, right now it's qualifying, and it is close. I've never been so excited about a qualifying before, but this is better than Formula One, I'd say. But yeah, 6,000th of a second as the race is finally complete, and people are now on their final laps. As can Mats beat Exevious? Let's head to a trackside view to see, as most people are now finishing their laps. DRS can be used anywhere, so it is very you know, who has the bigger balls in a way, because as soon as you put DRS and you turn, it will make you oversteer. It is not something to be used round corners, to say the least. Oh, as Matt spins! Oh, whether that was going to be a pole up or not, he was definitely pushing. Oh, yes, Spinala for Mats. Sadly not running a livery this season, as we have most people now heading on to trouble on his, believe he's on his final lap, as he closes DRS and goes round the corner. Will he make the same mistake as Mats? Can he gain positions? Can he gain one on Ashen Kira? It's going to be a close one. And he does not make the move on Ashen Kira in qualifying. So, with qualifying complete, I do have something special planned. So, I'm just going to head to that, as we have Exevious, Mats and Boj in the top three. And you join us live once again at the race start of the preseason for Circuit de Barcelona. And thank you for liking the intro. I'm really happy you enjoyed it. But yeah, here we have the pole sitter. Hopefully the camera can change. There we go. The pole sitter Exevious, with Matt closely behind on the front row, and Boj right behind Matt. The top three and possibly the top five extremely close when it came to qualifying, as everyone probably being briefed on how the race is going to go. It's going to be a standing start, so no rolling start this time like the current leagues, such as the DTM and the GT3 league, but definitely going to be a close start. You know, bad starts for people could allow them to fall back, and others to get an advantage from it. As we get to the race start, as we go 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, and they're off. Exevious getting a good start coming down into the first corner, as Boj is right next to him, overtaking as Matt into the first corner. But Matt has the inside, and they're through. No crashes so far, I believe, as it's... Oh, there is a spin. There is a spin for Kays. Kays has been spun out. It's what an absolute... I do believe there was only... Oh, and Svi as well. Svi has had an absolute grosjean round that corner. As this has been such a almost chaotic, but luckily no safety cars as we head back onto the leader who's gained time from Matt as Boj and him are now moving away. Absolute as we now head back into the midfield as people going too wide, trouble going too wide with, I believe that is with Kaku. Oh, coming into this fast left-hand eye, I do believe they are going to slot back into single file. This is going to be... Oh, and what's this? I believe a safety car has been deployed. Whether that was from the previous incident or whether it was the spin from Svi. You know, honestly though, what an amazing start from Boj, getting up instantly into second place. Sadly, we don't actually have a safety car. It would be virtual in this case, but definitely an interesting one is whether we will see people box or not. Something which is quite interesting is today we are practicing for increased tyre wear. So increased tyre wear is on and will be playing an effect on the drivers. Whether it will be for the actual league or not is been undecided. But we will right now be using increased, and I know for a fact the tyres do not last long in these cars, so definitely an eventful 42 laps. And yes, we have, I believe, Xavius running the nice, if I can get the camera, Xavius running the nice GZR livery, which I showed you at the beginning. We have Boj running a El Scuderia El Plan livery, obviously based off of the Ferrari. And Matt, sadly, I was really looking forward to his AMD livery, but sadly he has not been able to get a livery. And we also have Louis Marlowe. I don't know if it's probably Lewis, but Louis Marlowe, who has got a nice, almost looking Alpha livery. But definitely some really nice livery so far. And we also have one of my right up there with these liveries though is Ash and Kira. I wasn't expecting a livery from Ash and Kira and his teammate Delu, but they have given a nice orange livery for this season, with their team name being Solar Eclipse, which is just it's a cool name. We also have behind him we have Roman, which is of course running the same livery as Matt, because finally enough those two are teamed together. The two people which are considered aliens in this league are teamed up together. But so far, I've been seeing an alien performance from people like Boj and Xavius. So whether the tables have turned, you know, we are still to see. And now we actually have the two teammates next to each other with Fennec and Trouble. Fennec running the nice baby blue livery version. It's just a nice simple version of that. As we also have Trouble. I must say I'm going to be completely biased here. It is my favourite livery because of the green. It's just, the green is just, it does it all for me. You know, if you add green to the car, it's going to be there. I mean, if Boj does, I mean, yes, you know what? You've just said that, Mozzie. I definitely, I think Boj is an alien as well. But, yeah, definitely. As I don't know if we're going to the race start yet, let's have a look just in case. As we have the cars coming out of the final sector coming now onto the main straight. I believe he is running, yes, so I believe it is a start because his pace may have slowed down a bit. And let's watch that speedo. If it increases, yes, it's definitely... And he's off! Trying to get a jump on Boj, but Boj sticks with him as they're all trying to get DRS off... Not DRS, slipstream off each other and deploying the DRS straight away as they do. Let's have a look at the back, see if there's any change in movements. There's trouble defending as they're going 3 wide at the back. Oh, there's been contact between Fennec. Oh! And I believe if that doesn't cause another safety car, I have no idea what isn't, because that was an absolute pile up. Yes, as I see there, slowing back down to 50. This is definitely some very, very close racing. Too close, some might say. As now I get to have a look at more people's liveries. Always gotta love it. But also got Eddie teamed up with so far the fastest man on the grid, who's on pole, running the same GZR livery as the pole sitter. So maybe, you know, hopefully he can get his way up and join his team mate and have it a 1-2. They are. Something which I do believe though is I believe the damage has been taken off and it is more of a performance affecting. So you shouldn't be seeing any loose wheels on the track, but any damage that will be caused will definitely be performance impacting. There we go. But yeah, definitely the Formula Renault definitely not some people's choice in car, because they're very much a can't speak, can I? A downforce car. You know, you're gonna need a lot of, you know, reliability in both you and the driver and the car. Your engine. Oh no, Fennec, no! Your engine. Of course, I'm gonna have to bring you in. What a disaster that is. Oh my god, what a shame. Let me just cut to that. As how does one bring? See, now I'm learning the controls. I'm happy.
Hello.
Hello. So definitely a good start for yourself, wouldn't you say? But sadly,
it was alright. It was a good start, and then I lost the position that I gained straight away because I slid. So
yeah,
I didn't crash, so I was fine. But
I was really liking it during the first safety car that you and Trouble were right next to each other, and you had the, you know, both your liveries next to each other. It looked like you were going to push through the pack. So, but
that was ideally the plan. But,
yeah,
I didn't get a good start because I stopped paying attention and forgot to change up a gear at the very beginning.
yeah, I saw you guys going 3 wide, and I thought this is either this is going to be a really close one, or a
Wait, 3 wide?
Yeah, I believe it was 3 wide going into the first corner after the safety car.
I was halfway alongside my brother Trouble and had one guy halfway alongside me, I think. At least that's what I could see.
Maybe it was a car behind, but I remember switching to you, and your car actually almost being launched like Lewis Hamilton's from Spa, and it was just...
Yeah, I think some wheels got interlocked, and it just blew. It put me on 99 engine damage, so I almost instantly went to 100.
That is really, really unfortunate. Honestly, that is.
It is, but it's only the pre-season, so.
Exactly. You know, it's a bit of practice, but what can you do? So, how do you think your brother in the green version of your livery is gonna do? Because so far, I'm quite amazed. He's in 7th place.
He got a good start. He's decent in these cars, I think, so we'll see. I don't know. Right, who's behind him? I think Kays and Dudek are definitely quicker, and so is Marlow, but they're all behind him, so they'll have to overtake.
Yeah, a lot of drivers probably being a bit happy seeing two of the fast drivers, both Dudek and Kays, having a little spin into the first corner. So
Yeah.
also, I don't know.
Do you know who was behind me into the first corner on the restart?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I saw who was, but well, I can't remember probably.
Because Dudek mentioned someone turning into him, but I don't think it was me, because I don't think he was the car behind. I thought he was further back, so...
He could have
I
been
don't know, I'll
further
have to watch
back.
the
He
replay.
could have just got exactly. I mean, as long as you didn't do it on purpose, I don't see any reason for you to get a penalty, especially since this is literally it's pre-season. So, yeah, so I don't see any reason for anyone to be getting a penalty unless it's intentional, which then race bans.
It was definitely not intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, get out the way, dude.
And
Just
either
shove
way,
off
I
the
think
track.
it's... I don't know if it was Dudek, but either way, I think I came out worse from that.
Yeah, yes.
Well, I don't think it helped that someone was sideways across the track in front of me as well, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see that.
I definitely, now watching them, and I believe they're slowing down going for the chicane as we're coming once again round into the last corner going onto the main straight. And let's see, can Xevious get the start he got last time? So everyone else lining as they come out of the last corner. Xevious going all the way to the line, waiting to push as he pushes it now. Oh, is they're all quite close once again behind. We're hoping not for a safety car this time, because you know what they say, third time's a charm. But I believe no one is getting through as they're too wide with Roman and Kaku going into the third corner now. You don't want to be around the outside of that corner. And I believe everyone has got through that pretty safe.
Everyone has. Double and Pole are trying to go side by side through the long sweeper.
Yeah, I'm watching that. That is as Double gives up the position and lets them race forward. I don't know where. Oh, as I believe Alex is lapped right now. I don't know if that's my telemetry is being a bit weird, but on my screen
On mine, he is in 14th.
It's probably my telemetry. On me, for some reason, he's been lapped.
I think so, yes.
Let's just ignore that as he's being absolutely under fire right now from, I believe that is either Daylau or that is...
Too fast Badura.
Let me just... I can't find it now. But yeah, as we're hopefully going to have a full lap without any incidents, as Dudek getting a good move on Eddie, trying to fit it down the outside, but decides not. So now coming into the single single chicane on the track. Coming out of the last corner, I believe Trouble has got a bad exit, almost spinning into the wall onto the right. Not defending, but I believe that is Eddie going for a move as I believe they're 3 wide going into the first corner. Oh! And Svi going for an absolute lunge down the inside. I was not seeing that coming whatsoever. If you head back
that could have been dangerous, but it
definitely. Oh,
ended quite
as
well,
I believe
so.
Eddie is spun off round the third corner, possibly deploying his DRS a bit too early, or just losing it around that corner. As normally through that corner you'd expect understeers. We now have Ultimate K's trying to go around the outside of Trouble, or Dudek trying to follow Trouble through, not trying to follow K's through, not Trouble through. And as they both make it round the outside of Dudek, round corner 4. This is, wow, what a start to the race. We now head back to Xevious in first place, getting a 1.5 second gaps to Boj, and getting bigger and bigger every second.
I'd like to say well done to Kaku. They're on a mostly stock setup, and after the second restart, we're up to 5th. They've now been passed by Roman, but we know how fast he is.
I believe Svi has also
still now battling with Dudek.
I believe Svi has also spun, so definitely put the pack closer to each other as he loses it through the long right-hander. As Dudek is now going for a move on Kaku, And you said they were on an almost default setup, right?
Yep, mostly default setup. I don't know if they
Wow.
made any changes, but I'd assume they did.
What if they're on a default setup? Then wow, what a driver! I've got to say, what a driver. Because from my experience, I've used some world record setups, and the world record setup compared to the default setup is a lot slower. In my, from looking at it from my point of view, about 2 seconds, maybe 3 or 4. So let's have a look at any current fights. I believe I saw someone in the wall. I believe Eddie hitting the wall and potentially spinning. Who's that in the back? As Ellie has spun and lost their front wing. As they're trying to reverse back on track. Hopefully they don't go in front of anyone. But a lot of small incidents here and there. So far, I'm very excited for the current league as double goes wide, coming out the long right-hander. Oh, and who's this? This is Pole going for a move on who is? Oh, that's got to be Alex because my telemetry once again
It is
not
indeed
work.
Alex.
You got to love Project Cars too sometimes, coming out with the best. As double spinning in the background as we're watching these two fighting, but I believe Pole has got past. And we're now going to be cutting to a three-way fight between... I think Svi has lagged because his car is stuck on the track. I don't know if that's been a disconnection issue. Oh, as he's gone into the wall, I believe. That does not look...
I think he's had disconnect.
An unfortunate for Svi then. Making it a 7th of the way through this 42-lap race. As we now cut to Dudek, gaining on the man himself, Roman. Definitely showing that he has pace in these cars, because from previous leagues I remember I think I remember occasionally having a fight with him, which is definitely not something to boast about. So definitely doing an amazing job, Dudek. As he's definitely gaining. I don't know whether it's tyre wear or maybe Roman's issue, but he has gained massively on him. I'm going to be looking for an overtake going into this corner, as he is absolutely on the gearbox of Roman. Is Roman going to defend? Oh, it's close, as he's definitely got the slipstream. Dudek pulls to the right, coming down the main straight, hitting 183 miles per hour going into the braking zone. And he's ahead of Roman. A little bit of a lock-up, but definitely a good overtake, I'd say there.
Yeah, very good overtake.
Talking about Dudek, his teammate is, I believe, either just got past Trouble or Trouble is trying to make moves on Lewis.
Based off the pace of last lap, it looks like Lewis might have just gotten past Trouble.
So maybe Trouble having a bit of damage, or maybe just not up to the pace which the rest of the top 10 are. But we've definitely got some fights here as we head now to the top 4. As I believe is that Boj? Boj has spun it coming out of the hairpin as we come into the sector 3. I believe we now have a 3-way fight for maybe second or third. I mean third probably. But Ash and Kira, amazing job, is in 3rd place, trying to gain on Mats.
He nailed the start and has nailed the restarts. He's made up a load of positions.
Honestly, what he's done an
his last lap
amazing
is actually
shot.
faster than Matt's as well, so his pace is clearly good.
I wonder if I can check where they qualied to see how much of a good start they've done, because I was not expecting to see. Yeah, oh my. I believe Ash and Kira actually starting outside of the top 10. As I'm looking through my my notes now, yeah, starting outside the top 10. What an absolute god of a restart as we hit the 10th lap.
I believe they gained about 4 positions on the start then, assuming they started, I think about 11th.
Honestly, what a start they've got, and what pace they've kept as well, as they're clearly pushing this car to the right limits. Let's check if there's any other fights as we see Ultimate K's. Let's have a look at if he's gaining on
Lewis is quickly catching Cuckoo. We're going to see a battle very soon, I think.
Let's have a look. If Lewis is yes,
Cuckoo's already going
actually defending, yes. Oh, this is not a place to go too wide in.
Last I checked, Ultimate K's was closer behind Cuckoo, so I think we might have had a spin from Ultimate K's.
Yeah, I believe so. It was either the El Scuderia living up to the name of spinning, I guess, Spinalad. As they're going too wide out the last corner. What an amazing exit by
Ultimate K's
Lewis.
into the pits. He might have hit a wall.
Pitting. As you see, yeah, K's into the pits. Whether that is for a pit stop or for damage, we hope it's not for damage, because K's definitely one of the quick drivers on the circuit, believed to be qualifying 4th on the grid. Let's check. Is he having anything replaced? I believe it might be.
K's 11 laps in is doable for a 2-stop still. It's about on the cusp of what you can do for a 2-stop, I think.
Yeah. As we have Ashton Kira fighting Boj now. But for 3rd. Is he going to go for any moves down the inside? He pulls out, but no, Boj covering it off. But Ashton Kira definitely trying to get a run out of that corner.
I believe Alex must have also made a mistake, because his last lap was 5 seconds slower than Double's, and Double has gained the position.
So wait, Double has gained the position?
Yes, over Alex.
Over Alex. Yes,
obviously your scoreboard is a bit
yeah
messed up, so you wouldn't be able to stop.
Alex is the chosen one. Because according to me, as Double's now spun, yeah.
Thankfully not into a wall.
Or almost doing a Lewis Hamilton in a molar and accelerating, as now we see Alex re-overtaking him, going for that fast right-hander. Whether Double is going to be able to respond will be another question. As any dives? No, but Double is definitely close. Honestly though, what amazing racing so far. And definitely amazing start from Ashton Kira though. Still an amazing job in 4th, from qualifying outside the top 10. If there was driver of the day right now, my full vote would be on him. My full vote.
I'd agree with that. His pace seemed good in practice, but in qualifying he clearly didn't get the lap he wanted.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just used a race setup for qualifying. Some people sometimes do, and in these cars it definitely matters.
Yeah, I definitely
Actually, Double has re-overtaken Alex along the straight.
Really?
Start finish.
Oh, no, I was not expecting that. I'm annoyed I didn't see that move now. But can Alex respond to Double? He seems Alex maybe falling a bit off the pace due to whether one of them's kept their tyres as he goes a bit wide going for that corner. But as I believe that's Ultimate K.
Eddie has span.
Fighting
He's lost a position to Trouble.
Eddie's spinning?
Which is disappointed because
and he's in the box.
Because in a few laps he would have been in attack range of Cuckoo.
Oh, wonderful. What a shame then for both of them. Because I would really like to see that fight. Cuckoo and Eddie. Two definitely, I say, well-paced drivers. As Eddie is in the pits. Let's have a look. Is it? It's definitely a tyre change. Is it a tyre change? I have no idea if they replaced the tyres. He definitely, I believe. Was that fuel? But I believe there is damage though. There has got to be damage because he is kept in the pit lane for quite a while. When is the team going to release him? Now? And
Yes, I think he must have had some damage. Because tyres and fuel you can do at the same time, and the tyres take about 15 or 16 seconds normally. But damage you cannot do at the same time, so the fact he took longer suggests he probably did.
yeah, as Eddie coming out in front of mid the lap. I have no idea
Yes,
how.
Alex has gone into the pits, so on track he is technically just ahead of Alex and just behind Case.
Okay, so still going to be a
Or now double rather than Case.
yeah,
Case has
because
just made the move.
it must have been a very quick move because like that did not come up on my senses whatsoever. Or maybe Double had made a mistake, or maybe Kate's just is that quick.
I think Double might have made a mistake because the gap has opened up quite quickly.
Yeah.
I don't think he necessarily spanned, but he might have locked up and gone wide on a corner.
So I'm guessing you've done a lot of practice for the
I've done some.
the race. So when it comes to the actual tyre wear and the heating of the tyres, because I've only done a couple laps, here and there. How bad actually is it?
Normally when you look at the tyre wear, there is a bar. On these cars, considering the amount the bar goes down, it's relatively good, the tyre wear. But the bar, because we're on accelerated tyre wear, the bar goes down very quickly. So you can probably expect 15 or 16 laps before people will change tyres. You can technically make them last up to maybe 21 laps, or about half of the race on one set of tyres without major issues, but most people won't want to.
Yeah, so we're going to be expecting a lot more pit stops, hopefully, this race.
Yes, we've just had Paul Badura come in to swap tyres, and I think we're going to see a lot more of that soon.
So maybe a potential 2 or 3? I was only expecting maybe a 1 stop.
One stop is doable, but I think 2 stop is probably the most likely for most drivers.
So the tyre degradation being quite horrendous around this track. As there's a lot less now going on the track. I believe the only close fight is actually for second place right now. Boj is slowly gaining on Mats, and Dudek also gaining on Roman, I believe. Who's that? Who's just let them by? But a back marker letting Dudek past and Roman past. So hopefully we can see Dudek fighting Roman. He's got very close before and he's definitely completed the overtake. But it's definitely going to be an interesting one as we're seeing 2 people within the top 10. Ashton Kira and Boj both pitting at the same time as each other. So 4th and 2nd, I believe, both pitting. So as soon as Ashton Kira is let out, is he going to get the drive? No. Gets about the same pit stop as Boj. So where does that leave Boj to come out? Is that Trouble I see? Who's gonna who's passing him? Yes, that's.
I believe Boj will come out ahead of Case. And so will Asash and Kira. Of course, Case pitted earlier, so they seem to have gotten a good gap.
Oh, as mentioning, we now got Dudek going on around the inside. Oh, that was. Yeah, I definitely would have bailed out of that move. We're in fight for 3rd right now, and a podium position. As much as it doesn't count for anything, it definitely will show your pace to other drivers. And yeah, as Dudek getting absolutely so close to the rear of Roman. Roman clearly not liking the high speed. Oh, there's been contact between them, as Dudek is now almost pushing. Well, is pushing Roman through as Dudek now pits, whether he got damage from that small bit of pushing or not. Or maybe he's just trying to go for an undercut on him. As we have now have more people, his teammate even, pitting with him. Whether it's going to be, I don't think there's double stops in this game. But yeah, definitely drivers potentially doing a 2-stop strategy. As I believe Trouble has also been overtaken by Bode, as he may be on a different strategy, possibly a 1-stop. So let's have a look. Where does Dudek come out? He's come out just in front of, I believe that
I must say, it's interesting to see that Roman doesn't have the pace that many might have expected from him for such a fast driver.
Yeah, definitely.
He did do some laps in the time trial mode, and he seemed to be very fast, but I don't know if he's using a default set the high track temperatures.
Potentially sandbagging for this race, who knows? Because in the past, Roman has definitely been a lot more rapid than normally by like couple seconds a lap sometimes, or at least 10 seconds a lap on me when it came to other leagues. But definitely, as we have the leader boxing now. Oh no, just has boxed, is now leaving, and we have Roman going into first place. Definitely his natural habitat, so maybe he can get a roll on and all of a sudden blow everyone out of the water. So we have Ashen Kira, the person who qualified outside the top 10, gaining on Trouble. Trouble being on a different strategy, not pitting it, I believe. So Ashen Kira with maybe the better tyre, gaining rapidly through the corners and just overall having the better grip than Trouble. I'm going to have to call, maybe 5 people isn't enough for the interview. Because there's been...
correct. Quickly looking at Trouble's screen, he seems to be very low on tyre wear, so if you can stretch the tyres...
Oh, there's been contact between them! As... Yeah, Trouble trying to stretch out and try to keep Ashen Kira behind him. Ashen Kira maybe getting a bit fed up knowing that he has to get past. And sadly hitting the rear of Trouble as he might have gone a bit wide. Sorry for cutting you off now, by the way. So Trouble definitely on a different strategy with his tyres. Am I right to say?
Yes, definitely.
So definitely an interesting move, because the top, I'd say at least the top 7, maybe top 10, except for Trouble and maybe a few.
Trouble is going into the pit. We'll see if he's going to swap to a 2-stop or whether he tries to extend the second set of tyres for 23 laps.
Possibly. Let's have a look. This could be a very interesting. If I can grab to him, everyone keeps on passing him in the pit, so I can. Let's have a look as we come into the pit lane. Is it going to be a good stop? In Project Cars, you don't have to worry about that most of the time. Unless they have an added penalty, not penalty fouls, pit lane mistakes. I don't believe I see any tyre changes. Just fuel. Unless I'm mistaken. But so far, yeah, just fuel. We're head on board onto the bonnet view. I see a little bit of clashing between Matt and a back marker, clearly wanting to get away as Bode is gaining rapidly on Matt's. This is going to be a very interesting...
I can confirm that Trouble has not changed tyres. Maybe he was trying to do a quick stop and keep his 1-stop, well, as close to his 1-stop strategy as possible.
Not true. Oh, and I believe Trouble has sadly spun. I believe that's damage as well for Trouble. Maybe those tyres would have been good, but clearly trying to extend them to try get a better lap, maybe go for an overcut in a way almost. Really, really unfortunate by Trouble. As we head back to the close fight between Boj, if my camera will switch, yep, between Boj and Mats. This is definitely going to be an interesting one. Two people considered aliens in well, most communities at least. Going almost head to head as Mats gets a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 6. No, yeah, turn 6 or 7. Yeah, one of them. Yeah, definitely a close race between them as Boj is gaining. I don't know how much by, but it is evidently that he's gained a lap.
Last lap it was 0.4 of a second. We'll see once they go across the line this time.
Oh, we also have Roman in the pit lane. Losing his first place due to a stop to Xavius, which is 12 seconds ahead of Mats. There is no stopping this man today. And my camera once again, just gotta love project. There we go.
Once again, a 0.4 of a second difference between Boj and Mats.
Wow.
Boj seems to have the slight edge in this situation.
As we go for Dudek, going for a move.
And he's overtaken him on the brakes as well.
Wow, what an absolute. He trusts that Dudek trusts that car and definitely getting past. I have no idea. It looks like Dudek may possibly be gaining on Ultimate K's as the warning symbol to tell me that a fight's about to go on the way is flashing on and off. So whether he's gaining in certain sectors, or whether he's getting close or equaling K's, we are yet to see.
It looks like Roman and Cuckoo might be the only two people going for a one-stop. Well, unless, I don't know if Cuckoo has done 2 at this point.
I believe
there was the small collision with Trouble, so we will see at the end.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I believe Roman has pitted. I don't think I was able to see whether he changed tyres, but knowing everyone else and the amount of positions that he has fallen from that, I definitely think he's changed tyres, because it seems that cars like Dudek, K's and Louis, which I believe were behind Roman, have actually undercut him. So whether that means Roman can gain on them or not, maybe go for an undercut maybe go for a later undercut strategy. You know, with these pit stops, it's still all to play for. As Trouble, I'm guessing Trouble has pitted, because for me he still doesn't have a front wing as he lets. Oh, whoa, I just had a heart attack. Oh my god, on my screen.
What's that?
Did you also see that? Because I just saw Trouble and Roman making, well, quite ironically, Project Cars 2 contact. That is the pinnacle of contact in Project Cars 2. Is Trouble retiring? He's stopped, and I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Trouble
seems like in the second pit stop, his pit just did not do what it should have. It did not change the tyres like was in the pit strategy, and it didn't repair half of the damage.
That is.
So, it's unfortunate.
That is just the pit crew clearly from Ferrari. This not missing a wheel, but missing a front wing, which is just, yes, as Mozzie said, is quite sad. So I was hoping to see some fights later with him possibly, but the two I can't speak. I always have this moment where I can't speak. But yeah, the two brothers out in the preseason, both retiring from the race. One from getting engine damage, and the other from his own team. But yeah, an
It
unfortunate.
seems like his setup might have bugged to use one of the default ones, and therefore didn't repair the aero damage, and didn't replace his tires. So it's very unfortunate
That
bug
is
like that
Project
take you out of the race. But
Car just being
thankfully, it's not
unbelievable.
in one of the actual league races, and it is only in the essentially warm-up race, the pre-season.
So we're actually past the we're more than past the halfway mark at this point. But so far, I believe it is Xevious. I always hate this. The camera always does this to me. We have Xevious in first. There he is. We have Bojan second. Matt's, I don't know if he's getting or not, but Matt's going around the same corner in third. Ashton Kira, definitely so far the man of the match or the driver of the day, in fourth. Lewis Marlowe in fifth place. Yeah, thank you, Trump, for following. But Lewis Marlowe in fourth place. Oh wait, he's spun as Dudek and I believe Ultimate Cases. He now drops down to seventh.
I hate to interrupt you, but I think Trouble is going to come in and replace me.
Trouble. Okay. Let's do a quick.
See you later.
Yeah, I will see you. I will see you. I'll quickly bring him. How do I bring people in? Gotta find Trouble. There we go. Damn it, I believe I cannot. Why can't I bring people in? Sorry for the current inconvenience, but I'm trying. There we go.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So it turns out I can't move people in. I don't know if I don't have the role or something, but...
Yeah, no, you need the... It's like... Oh, wait, no, you do have the
I do
streamer
have
role.
it, which is weird. Maybe I'm just useless, which is the most cases. Yeah, an unfortunate race for you. Sadly, I heard from your teammate that you... I gotta get my words back. That you got done over by your pit crew.
Yeah.
What a...
Yeah, that first pit stop, I heard Fennec. He was right. I was trying to go for a one-stop because funny thing is I'd made the aero on the car front bias, so it has a lot of turning, and that was an issue when following cars just at the start of the race, because most of the loss of grip at the rear, so it became very sketchy. But then as the race went on, because the fronts wear more, it would become more stable. So I was perfectly happy to keep going till the tyres were basically dead as they were. So I was trying to make a one-stop. But then when I went in and refueled, it didn't seem to have changed to changing to slick tyres. So it came back out on the bad tyres. Button when letting someone pass, and then, well, unfortunate incident.
Yeah, so, yeah, because I saw that between... Was it you and...
Cuckoo.
Yeah, because you were trying to... I believe you were trying to let someone by, or maybe... I think it might have been Roman going actually round the outside of you, round the long left-hander. And I don't know if this is Project Cars or not, but did you make contact between...
Yeah, so... Yeah, I let Roman past, and then on... Not the really long left-hander, but the one after it, like the sort of 90 degree.
Yeah.
I span out in the middle of the track.
Yeah.
And I started shooting forwards because I thought I'll give people a chance to go around the outside. Then I noticed the cuckoo was going for the inside, so I stopped. And basically, she just about clipped me. On my end,
Ooh.
it was a lot bigger than that, but that likely was netcode.
Yeah.
Because on her end, she barely clipped. By the looks of it, she didn't get too much damage, but obviously it's unfortunate for her, unfortunate for me. It's just a sort of awkward sort of well, not quite miscommunication. We weren't talking, but like misunderstanding of where we're going. And yeah, after that I was like, okay, yeah, I'll keep going. And I changed my pit strategy to repair damage and put slicks on, because obviously I hadn't even put slicks on at that point.
Of course, yeah, you put
And
them in
it seemed, and then it decided to revert back to no slick and mechanical repairs. So it repaired my suspension, good, but I
Yeah.
had no front aero and no grip on the front wheels because I hadn't changed the wheels. So basically, I attempted to turn and just understeered off the track immediately, and into the gravel. So
That is
Yeah.
very, very unfortunate. So, with your plan, was it? So how bad is the dirty? Because I have mentioned that I have done a bit of practice with these guys, just to try and get the whole gist of how they are, how they react. So how bad is the dirty air when you're behind someone? Is it noticeable, or is it subtle to the point where you might occasionally make a mistake?
It depends on the setup, largely, from what I can tell, because due to it seemingly affecting the rear downforce a lot more than the front. So if you have a very sort of on-the-nose car where it turns in quite easily, it becomes a lot more, a lot more sketchy. It's a lot easier to start drift mid-corner, especially with all of the long corners where if you just turn tightly, slightly start drifting. So at that point, it becomes sort of a lot more, it makes it a lot more easy to make a mistake.
Yeah.
If you have a rear biased aero, or to an extent neutral, so same aero on the front and back, then it affects you've effectively already compensated for how much how much grip it's removing from the rear at high speed. So it will be more sketchy, but there's a lot more of a the balance is still more manageable. So you lose a bit of pace, but you don't have nearly as much of an issue with making mistakes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, talking about mistakes, I didn't notice this, but Double has actually quite badly damaged his car due to I'm guessing lag, and he's hit the wall, and sadly we have once again lost another
driver.
You know what I need
19
to add?
to 14. Kill count is going up.
I need to add like a bell or something for every single time like a driver comes. I mean, hopefully it isn't this bad during the league. I really am hoping. But
Hopefully it's not.
I really need to add like a bell or something. Oh no, or like a cannon shot from Hunger Games. Because we started with 19, 20 drivers.
Yeah, I think it was 19.
So we've almost lost, I believe, is that a quarter of the... Is my maths correct?
Yeah,
Almost a quarter of the field, which is definitely
I could have kept on going, but it was not worth anything at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you would have been fighting at the back by yourself, and then that would have just been. I mean, so
I would
far
have been fighting whoever it is in 14th place. Need a lap.
Yeah, I
And
mean, so far
the only
I'm
person
happy
even
you
close to.
joined.
Oh, Ellie has spun out. Oh no.
Ellie, where is
Well,
Ellie?
she seems to have lost her front wing, so she must have been in an accident of some sort.
Oh, and yeah, Ellie spinning out again, I believe. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's
but
again or maybe
funny-
just Project Cars being laggy.
Yeah, I mean, funny thing with Ellie, she was having wheel issues at the start of the race, so she was worried that she wouldn't be able to fuel
Yeah, yes.
to fuel her car and finish. So
That
this
would
is
be
unfortunate
very
for
much
Ellie, but
detrimental.
she is not going into the pits.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no, she is.
Oh,
Well,
that's
she's
not
hitting
the
pit
pits.
wall.
That is most certainly not the pits. Yeah.
That was
Oh,
close.
very almost coming out into straight into traffic. That would have been quite a big collision.
Yeah.
That is, as we have Dudek now leaving the pits for his second pit stop, I believe. So maybe there
Who
might.
is it left? It's me and Fennec. Double.
I believe
Who else? Who other?
has Alex left? Because I see him typing in my chat, and I'm guessing he's not
Yes, he
texting
has
and
left.
driving. That is unfortunate,
left,
Alex. I wish I could go back and somehow replay of how you how either like whether it was a disconnect or, but that's unfortunate to all the drivers who either disconnected or crashed out. I mean, so far though, I actually haven't, all the drivers that haven't crashed out, possibly excluding Fennec, have been to actual game problems in a way. For instance,
Yeah, in a sense, or computerish.
exactly. So, definitely, I believe
Someone else has left. It's Ellie.
it's oh no.
Clearly, the damage and wheel issues were too much for her
Yeah,
to continue with this.
they must have been very much terminal as we now go down to 13 out of
Tooth has just overtaken Paul Bajura through the pits. Or Too Fast. Paul was in the pits. Too Fast has overtaken.
must have been a good undercut attempt, whether it was an undercut attempt or not.
Yeah.
Is we now
Cuckoo
have
and Bode are also both in the pits. So
Oh.
we'll see where they come out. Bode seemingly fighting second. Oh, Matt's has also come in.
Matt's followed
So-
him either, trying to clearly get
Yeah,
him on pace.
Keeping the same gap. We'll see how that will develop later in the race. Has Xevious pitted once or twice?
The
I would assume once by the gap, but
Yeah. I mean, Xevious right
so
now,
we'll see
actually,
how he does.
I believe he should be pitting soon because from my telemetries, he's only running on 3 litres of fuel left.
yeah. And Roman is about to overtake Bode, or is he? They're coming out of the pits. Or Boja's coming out of the pits. He comes out just ahead of Roman.
Ooh, and I
Roman
believe he's too wide with.
Side by side,
Oh my!
round
I
the
was
right-hander.
not expecting this whatsoever. Matt's clearly getting the better of the pit stops. Oh, who's gonna come out
It's
first? Oh,
Matt's not the one fighting.
is Matt's? Oh, it's
No,
Roman.
it's Roman and
Oh my
Bode.
god, it's Roman. His teammate. Oh,
Matt's, yeah, they are teammates, so similar livery.
definitely.
Matt's is just behind, about 10, 12 seconds back.
So Roman definitely trying to gonna need to try and hold Boj up so that his teammate Matt can also join the party.
Yeah. However, Boj seems to have won that battle, at least temporarily. So
I mean, he's already made a massive gap.
yeah, I can tell Roman is a lot less comfortable with these compared to, say, the Freeze. As I was during the race, I was, in terms of pace, I'm still off, but not as far off as I expected to be, and I was able to stick with them for a little bit.
Yes. So since everyone is once again falling back into their own almost bubbles, as so far I do not see any fights except for Too Fast. If it would cut, I wish they had a
Kaiser and
dedicated
Dudek
pit
are
lane.
getting close though,
Kaiser
and
and
they
Dudek,
seem
you
to
say?
both be gaining on Asashin Kira, who
Oh.
is definitely the most well, I guess it's MVP still.
That I mean,
Most valuable driver of this race, because especially compared to where he usually is, he qualified like 12th and ended up in 4th, 5th.
it's honestly,
after
it's like
3 laps.
amazing. He had an
So,
amazing start. You're right.
good job.
That I think good job
Plus,
right now is an underestimate.
He's fighting with the so-called alien. So
He
Yeah.
is fighting. He has taken this preseason, and to all the people at the beginning, have well, not all the people. He's just passed so many people, and just well, I mean, I didn't notice it, so he's clearly made it look easy, which it is not. These cars are very much can have the tendency to kill you, as we can see from the amount of people who have so far disqualified at any moment.
yeah, it's not so much their tendency to kill you as how fragile they are.
Yes, yeah, that's much better on
Speaking of fragile, what happened to Fennec? Because on the, I think, the second or third lap,
yes.
I overtook him on the restart, saw him spin out behind me on the first corner, and then suddenly he's out of the race. So if you just explain what happened there, because I'm not entirely.
So yeah, for all the viewers and Trevor, of course.
Ellie's engine is dead, or was dead.
Yeah.
But
Once again, a mechanical
Big
fault.
shame.
As these cars are fragile. But talking about fragile, I'm going back to Fennec's incident. Very much. He was, I believe, going too wide going into the first corner after either a bad start or someone getting good start behind him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I mean, I jumped
someone
on the
just
restart, and it was whoever was behind me. Cuckoo and I both overtook, so it might have been side by side with Cuckoo.
Maybe, but whoever was on the inside just ever so slightly tapping the inside of Fennec, I believe, and causing him to almost do a Lewis Hamilton spar jump, like with Alonso and Hamilton, of course. And I believe he had got 99 damage after that, which is just the worst case scenario which I can ever imagine, apart from getting that one extra damage, which of course he got a second later. But that is just...
He only delayed the inevitable, so I'm not sure that is better.
Yeah, but getting 99 damage, I mean, that's, in my opinion, that is worse than getting just aero damage, because that is...
Well, it definitely is, yeah.
And even if he
One,
did
you can
make
at least
it to
continue
the pits,
the race if you want, so...
Exactly. So, with that, even if he got it back to the pits, I know for a fact on this game, engine damage takes so long to fix in the pits. I mean, just the other day I was doing racing Porsches around Monaco, and I think I made it back onto the into the pits with 98 damage. It was an over 3-minute pit stop. So, definitely, even if he did make it back to the pits, he would have been literally right at the back by himself, and then he would have been hoping for a safety car at that point. And then being, overlapped, and then it would just... He would have, exactly, delaying the inevitable, something then might have happened, and everything would have dominoed effect again.
Yeah, interesting thing. Asajin Kira seems to have made a small mistake.
A small mistake?
As he is he is falling back towards Kaiser and Dudek Pole.
Yeah, following him now, I
Speaking
can
of Dudek,
see.
It seems to be a relatively stable gap, Kaiser. Not very big gap, mind you. But have you seen what's on the rear wing of his car? The secret, as we
The secret,
as
what,
we
of
called it a few days ago.
Dudek? Of his car. See, I've been trying to look, and these camera. Okay,
I
hold on,
recommend the back trackside camera. It's a very good camera for that.
I'm gonna see if I can get on the chase cam. Wait a second. Wait. I'm trying to look. It keeps on getting darker. I need the light to change that.
Oh,
Oh, losing it a bit. What? He's got a picture of some. I don't know. Is that him on the back of his
I
car?
think it might be him.
Looking absolutely swaggerlicious, as I might say.
Good descriptive word.
Exactly. I got that from the Urban Dictionary. But it's definitely bringing the swag to the circuit. I was wondering what that was, because
So, interesting thing. Needed happened too fast. Both seven and a bit minutes behind teammates. But last I checked, they were not nearly that far back. So I have no idea what's actually.
I mean, is this between Dudek and Lewis?
No, I was talking about needle happened too fast in last
too
second class. That means they're
Yeah.
still going. So what for them?
I'm
Roman in the pit. He has been overtaken by Dudek, Ultimate Kaiser,
possibly
Aston
for
Kira.
fuel on
potentially
tyres.
Yeah, Lewis Marlowe going to the pit exit as Roman. Well, exit pits. Duh.
Oh,
see,
cutting the line
Now,
there.
what
Don't
the-
think we didn't notice Roman. But yeah.
4-second gap in
Whether
who has better pace.
exactly whether
That's the
Roman's
question.
pitted for new tyres or maybe he's just gone for fuel, because I was not expecting this late during the race with only 5 laps left to see people pitting. So whether Roman is going for pure pace and somehow going to climb his way up the field, which is going to be very hard considering the pace between all these top 10 is going to be very close. So I'm hoping that we get a great fight, as just down the road going through the next corners is Lewis Marlowe. So whether he can
Yeah.
hold it on, and maybe he's got older tyres, it's gonna
Interesting.
all come down to the last lap.
The gap between Ultimate Kaiser and Aston Kira is again coming down, so it's similar now to between Ultimate Kaiser and Dudek Pole.
Oh my.
However, there are only just under 5 laps remaining for them. So, we'll have to see whether they can catch up and overtake in time, or whether Aston Kira could either stay out ahead or hold them up for long enough.
Yeah.
If he chooses the defensive strategy and tries holding them up, potentially we might see a 3-way fight right in the dying lap of this race.
I mean, I might have to be switching between Roman and Louis' fight and their fight, because at this
Well,
point
that's
it
if
could
Roman
literally
and
come
Lewis
down to the
do
last
end
lap.
up in a fight, because although Roman might be on new tyres,
Oh,
Lewis
what's happened to
before
Case?
that appeared to have more pace.
What's
Oh, Kaiser's
Kaiser
gone?
stopped on the
He's
track?
gone. What has happened?
Is he like this for you as well? Is he stuck on the track for
Yeah,
you?
he is.
What is going on here?
I
Has he
don't know if
blown
it's
his engine?
a disconnect or engine blown or what?
This is what is
Just
gone on?
noticed that Moz said switch to Ultimate Kaiser. Yeah, I see why now.
Yeah,
Oh, and it's left.
he's gone.
I think it might have been the disconnect.
What? I was kind and he went a full brake. He went full brake, fully
either
locked his
engine
rears.
blown or disconnect, but
What
I
a
feel like it might be a disconnect.
that is
And that has opened the gap a lot for Kira.
yeah,
As
that,
now the middleman in that pack 3, Ultimate Kaiser, is out of it.
yeah,
So
clearly.
the gap has widened and he has a larger margin to keep ahead of before Dudek the pole catches up.
I mean, Ashton
So-
Kura has 3 laps. Maybe 3 laps to keep Dudek behind, and even if Dudek
3 and a bit.
3 yeah, oh yeah, of course, because the extra lap, because there's always an end, of course.
Yeah, because it's So Xevious has already passed the start-finish line, whereas Asakura has not. He is in the last sector, so it will be that 41 and 42, as well as last remaining corners of this lap,
I've just
going
got
through the chicane and around the last corner.
I've just got unfortunate news that it as much as it was a disconnect, Ultimate Kaiser's wheel actually turned off, which is why you had to slam on the brakes just to make sure you didn't get in anyone's way, which is an unfortunate thing to happen, especially this far down the lap, and the fact that he's catching Ashinkura as the warning light for fights has finally come on, as Dudek has gained on Ashinkura and is within a second now of the man.
Speaking of incidents, what has happened to Eddie? Has he gone into the pits, or has he had an incident? As his leader ahead of Cuckoo, who admittedly is another 40 seconds back, has almost halved.
Yes,
However, the gap's still large enough that it likely won't matter with only 3 laps remaining for them. So, as you've been saying, the main battle here, the dying laps of the race, Asakura in the lead, but with generally slightly worse pace, versus Dudek the pole.
yes, 2 brilliant liveries have been now being put together, and literally it's gonna come.
Winged stars
Yeah,
versus the solar eclipse.
That's it. I've got to write all of these down. I swear, I keep on forgetting. But surprisingly
and you need to
enough,
do the rank as well.
of course, yes, yeah. I'm gonna wait for everyone to post their liveries first. So don't worry, I won't. If
Essentially, that might be our first round. So
if your livery isn't put in for the first round, just let me know, and then I can postpone it for the second round. If not, I'm probably gonna do it on the first round. But
who is that? No, that's Pole off in the gravel, letting past the fighting cars as he is lapped down and not in any threat from anybody. So
something that I actually
big
have
drift there from Dudek, but keeps control of it.
something that I just have noticed is that this position with K's out. Wait, with K's. This position has all of a sudden become a lot more valuable, in the sense that both of these drivers are now fighting for a podium, which is.
Oh yeah, Boj has pitted again.
I know.
And after Roman pitting, they gained a place to begin with. So
but it
is now for a podium. You're bang on there.
But I'm looking at these telemetries, and it seems like Ashinkura, whether he has like the straight line speed, but Dudek can just not hang on that well to the back of him. I mean, he's getting slipstream down the straight now, gaining.
Slipstream has now kicked in. He was starting 9/10 away, and now he is half a second. Right? So very close. We'll see if he makes any mistakes. Drifting a thing.
As we said,
but he'll have good momentum.
This could come down, literally, as we said earlier, to the last lap. I hate these cameras are something on this track, but it could come down to the last lap, as Dudek is literally the amount of pressure that must be on Ashinkura's shoulders right now. Not the only fact that
finished.
Of course. But yeah, Xevious winning the preseason. Congrats to him. He won by an absolute mile. He did such an amazing job.
Dudek run a bit wide. They're going into the final sector, and there's a lot less straight here. So
a lot harder to overtake.
It's a lot easier to hold people behind up.
Will Ashinkura possibly make a mistake going into this last sector?
Matt's crossed the line to claim second. The battle third still raging, but
Dudek.
Maybe a bit too little, too late for Dudek.
Maybe one or two more laps.
They head down the start-finish straight and across the line.
Wow, what an absolute race. one upset. I honestly
And
thought that they would have gained. As we now have
speaking of Lewis and Roman, you were right. Roman has been gaining, but he was just slightly too far away after the pit stop. So they come across the line to take 5th and 6th with not all that much fighting.
as we have the two teammates, and I get an achievement. I'm the director. Like, I love it. But yeah, honestly, what an amazing race. Of course,
I wish I
Exevious,
could have that achievement.
3/10, I believe. Let me just have a look at all the other times. But yeah, 3/10 quicker than the fastest lap
driver
time.
of the race.
Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna save this replay. Honestly, this has been such an amazing race. Almost a bit jealous I didn't join it, but yeah, honestly, amazing to commentate. So much action in this race. More action than the actual Formula One race normally, but yeah, one amazing, and yeah, Exevious winning by 30 seconds. 30 seconds. I'm thinking that
Very well driven from Xevious there.
I think
Kept clean.
Exevious might actually get the title of Alien in this league if he carries on doing races
every
like
so
this.
often he shows alien-like tendencies, so if we can call it that. So
He's just honestly an amazing win from Exevious today, and Matt's as well doing an amazing job, having some amazing overtakes, and Ashton Kira getting a 3rd place. Who would have guessed? If you had to bet on someone to come in the top 3, you would never seen Ashton
starting from
Kira.
12th as well.
Exactly,
12th or 13th,
coming from outside the top 10, you would have never expected to see this man on the podium. Just what an amazing race, with then Dudek almost possibly taking that wave during the last corners. Literally.
Lewis pitted 3 times, so he's done very well to stay ahead of Roman there next pit stop.
Oh my god, yeah, of course.
Potentially
3 pit
could have
stops.
been fighting with Dudek and Ashton Kira, or likely ahead of it without that pit stop.
Yeah, it was definitely an amazing race though, but a 3 stop and still, I mean, maybe that shows the amount of tyre wear, or maybe just the pure pace. I take it from you, of course. I'm kidding. But yeah, honestly, an amazing race that we've had here today. It's like, I think probably, I'm hoping that Ashton Kira moves it into the ready for interview, because oh my, I want to know what's going through that man's head right now, because
I forgot to save.
a podium
Save the replay.
from that far back. In fact, what might be good is if I grab the race from the background and just put the race in the background. But honestly, what an amazing! He must be absolutely overjoyed with that race. Clearly, he's a man. He might not have the quali pace, but he is a man to be reckoned with.
I know he put a lot of hard work into practice for this one, so very well done.
Yeah.
Hello, Kaiser.
Hello, I'm just checking in on Unismore. Are you able to pull people into this channel?
Oh, quickly, will I click on their name and then?
Yeah, just drag and drop basically.
I'll drag and drop. I'll try it with double.
Yeah.
I'll try it with double. See if I can't drag and drop people. No.
Can you do it now?
Yes, I can. Okay. I'll bring double into the interview then.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have fun.
He likely will want to explain his. Hello,
Hello,
there,
double.
Hello.
So, an unfortunate race for you, as we see that you I believe had a lag spike and went into the wall.
It was going so well. I was fighting for P10.
Yeah, you were doing.
After everything for the GT3 league, I was fighting for top 10.
I mean, you're doing such an amazing job, though. You're making it into the top 10, and I mean, you were having a lot of fights with people. We were watching you, so you know, no pressure, of course. But yeah, we were watching you, and honestly, running that one of my favourite default liveries as well. You were doing an amazing job. Just a shame about that crash.
Yeah.
So was that into corner one,
No, it was
or
on a straight.
was that the one going into the hairpin?
Yeah, it was the straight going into turn one. I had the lag spike. I got on a really weird, like I was going straight. Lag spike happened. By the time the lag spike stopped, I'm basically on the grass, and I'm like trying to save it. Come off the throttle, hit the brakes. No chance in hell. Bounced into the wall on one side, end up spinning across the track and hit the other wall, have 100 damage on my suspension on either side, tried to nurse it back to the pits.
That is just
I just couldn't make any turns properly. I just gave up by the straightaway coming into turn 10.
yes.
Yeah, I managed to nurse that car to there, and then I physically couldn't make it, and then I hit the wall again, and basically that was it, done. I lost the wheel.
Yeah, honestly, it's such a tragic race, especially at those speeds. Going, basically doing a Mark Webber, going in, straight into the wall, almost as if you've lost, both tyres, and yeah. I mean, your pace told us otherwise, but yeah, I know what you mean. It was. Well, exactly, yeah. I mean, yeah, literally, it's still all to play for, because how close it was. I don't think anyone truly knows how close it was between everyone, because the timings during qualifying, oh my god, it was it was like all of a sudden Matt is a thousandth in front, all of a sudden Xavius, and then that's all the way going the entire leaderboard down, and it is just the amount of pace that everyone had between them was just, honestly, I couldn't ask for a better quality or race. Yes, of course, yeah. What? Oh my god, wait, is it? Let me just. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to talk to do that because he's had a good race. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to talk to do that because he's had a good race.
It doesn't go well for me ever. Something always must go wrong.
Yeah.
As we can now hear
Yes,
me
you
and
can.
Paul on stream.
Sorry,
Ugh,
I just
alright,
We'll-
I
we can
accidentally
clarify.
clicked a button. Buttons have been pressed.
alright.
But
Should I just go? Just give the short abbreviation version.
Yes.
Uh, basically, avoided chaotic start. Lag spike got me 22 damage on the rear. Rejoining the track to catch up back to the leaders on lap 2. I hit something, so there's damage on the front apparently that wasn't showing on the telemetry. By the time I pitted the second time, I followed Matt's in because I was like, leaders are ahead of me. Why not pit with them? What's the worst that can happen? Instant level to grip, just like that. So it was already a big difference. Started hunting down people, started avoiding wrecks, and then to add to the fantastic race I was having, battling for P10. Of course, my luck, impeccable as always. Lag spike. By the time the lag spike finished, ended up on the grass, hit the wall one side, bounced off, hit the other wall, tried to nurse the car back. By the straightaway of that, or by the straightaway that would lead you to turn 10, I basically veered into the gravel trap and gave up from there. There was no way I could nurse the car back from that point on.
Can I just ask, do you have suspension damage visible on your HUD?
I do have suspension damage visual on my HUD. It was going so well.
Definitely an unfortunate race. Yeah, well, we've got to move on to other people now because definitely an unfortunate race. Hopefully this doesn't happen in round 1 to you, because that would be very annoying, and but wish you the best. Sorry, wish you the best, and yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult.
Yeah.
You can tell there's no script.
Yeah. This whole event was scripted.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not gonna be anywhere near as punchy as I was this race. At least I don't think.
Well, I mean, practice doesn't make perfect, but it definitely improves. You can get practicing. I mean, it's a quite easy track, so it's Red Bull Ring, which is next. So hopefully that's one of the easier of the tracks, I hope, because after that that's Monaco. So that's going to be a terror. I think everyone's going to be crying with you. But yeah,
I'm not even going to set a lap. I'm just going to just trundle along the track at my own pace. Don't care. Everyone can wreck out. I'm just going to exist. Thank you.
But yeah, it was good talking to you. Sad about the race, and yeah, we will see you hopefully next Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you for the interview.
No worries. Always a pleasure. And yeah, we'll see you. See you around.
Yeah, see you around.
Okay, so who should we bring? I'm thinking we should bring Ash and Kira in next. Cause
it's one of Ash, Kira, and Dudek.
Oh yeah, I think we should go for Ash and Kira first, and then Dudek, because.
Oh, why not both? They were both fighting at the end.
True, they were. Actually, yeah, we could bring both of them in.
Well, you can, I can't.
Oh, yeah, of course, cause yeah. I always forget. Okay, I will bring both of them in.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. So, Ash and Kira.
Yeah.
So, you qualified, I believe, P12.
Yeah, I think so.
And... I'm guessing you weren't expecting a podium this race.
Not at all.
Because, honestly, what it was... I was looking at the timing sheets and going, wait, huh? And then I had to look at my phone to check, where everyone had qualified. I'm like, you're not in the top 10. Where have you come from? I mean, you're clearly a force to be reckoned with on track. Because that was just an amazing drive. But towards the end, I have to know, how was it with Dudek breathing down your neck the entire time? Because he was definitely gaining.
Yeah, for the last 6 laps, it wasn't that bad. My biggest concern was actually my fuel. I was like, oh no, maybe I have not enough fuels to so I had to run a lower fuel mixture to save some fuel. So and then I saw Dudek just caught up to me, and I looked at the lap count and was like 39 out of 42, and then I have 17 liters. Yeah, that's definitely enough. Just back to full fuel mixture and push it for the last 3 laps. And yeah, what definitely nerve wracking. I think I nearly spin my car once, so I made definitely more mistakes with Dudek breathing down in my neck. So, but luckily in the end, I managed to hold it together and finished on the podium, which I never expected when I started the race. I was thinking like, yeah, 6th place, 7th place, okay, but that totally
Yeah.
surprised for me as well.
I mean, your start was amazing. Started alongside me. Next thing I know, 3 laps passed. You're like, I mean, I got a good start. I ended up like 7th after 3 laps. You were in 4th or 5th in a good
Yeah.
way ahead.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was like, yeah, okay, I got a good start, and then I just activated DRS and floored it, and I was just hoping that I don't hit anybody, and yeah, I managed to squeeze through all the other cars.
Dudek also having a absolutely great race as well, because Dudek qualified 8th.
P8, I think.
Yeah, P8. So you gained 4 positions, not as many as
Nico.
Sorry, Nico.
Have to note something,
But
Okay.
I've
I
really
do
bad.
have to note. I do have to note something though. I did at the start because of the safety car. I had to before the safety car, I had to avoid hitting someone, so I had to actually sort of cut the second turn, and as soon as you touch that curb, it kind of slides you a bit. So I went down to actually P12. Then the restart, I was going 3 wide with I think it was Eddie and someone else into T1.
So
But
that's probably who was going through why we were discussing that earlier.
I think that might have been that you're going 3 wide with.
were you on the left?
Yes, I got
Yeah,
a bad restart, so both took me immediately.
yeah. I thought that. Well, I don't know because I'm looking at the replay and it's quite hard to tell. But like I had contact with Eddie. Luckily, no damage, but it did spin me and I did get go down to P14. But because of the second safety car, I was kind of saved from losing any more positions. And then 2 people pit, so I restarted the second safety car in P12 again. So yeah, I mean, I made a lot of places through the field on the second safety car restart. I even did like a 3 wide overtake going through the middle into T1. I hope you got that.
I think I got part of it. I'm not the
Okay.
best race director.
It's fine, but it was a really nice move. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, I just overtook Roman, and then I was like catching the guys up in front, the like top 4. But unfortunately, I just spun out twice, went really like, well, not really backwards. I only lost the place to Roman, but I lost so much time. I had to try and catch up to him again. I did catch up. I did spin again. And then once I caught up to him once more, which was at coming towards the end of my first stint, I literally on the chicane just tapped him in the rear, and that gave me 10 damage. And thankfully, I was like on the end of my stint pretty much. I was gonna go for a few more laps, but I just decided to pit straight away. And
Yeah, we
yeah.
noticed a lot of with Roman, you were very much pushing him around. Well, sometimes not physically, but going through the chicane, we noticed a bit of contact.
Yeah.
But going back to safety cars and how much you guys gained, is there any correlation? Were you guys very much gaining off the safety cars? Because there were 2, and especially the second one. I believe the second one was actually a bigger crash. But did that almost go into the strategy? Because I noticed a lot of people were either pitting twice, your teammate even pitting 3 times over the lap. But was that all like in the strategy with the safety cars? Were were the safety cars helping you get forward through the field?
Well, I'll say I think. I mean, you'll be able to ask this to Lewis, but I think his first pit stop, which was during the safety car, I think he pit because of damage.
Yeah.
So we were initially going for a two-stopper. I did manage a two-stopper, but he had to pit an extra time, and well, yeah. I mean, the safety car very much saved me because it bunched up the field and I could start overtaking the people up ahead, but unfortunately, like, I mean, I was part of an incident and I have lost out places going from P8 to P12 due to incidents.
I mean, still, with that all considered, though, what an amazing recovery that is. Then, like,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
like I think it was lap 37. I was P7, and last lap I'm fighting for P3 with Nico, so yeah, it was really fun, but my tires just died and I just couldn't get close enough.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it did seem that way.
It's,
Speaking of Lewis, what happened to him was on the first safety car restart, he ran out on, I think, the curb of the first corner, and I managed to avoid him, but I don't know if someone behind managed to hit him.
Right.
So, yeah, I think during the second safety car, he did have to pit, although I don't think that was caused second safety.
Yeah, I don't think T1 was the cause for the. Actually, I think it was like some incident in T2, right? For the second
I'm
safety car,
not
or
sure.
With the
I know the
second,
first. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
the first safety car, it was a weird one because I was trying to keep track of everyone. I saw someone, I saw, I think two people spin off in the first corner, which was fine, and then I see one other person spin going up the long right-hander. So I don't know whether they spun
Yeah,
back
I
onto
think
traffic, or
yeah, it
basically
was
the Roman
Fernando
Grosjean.
Lewis that spun at the first corner. I don't know who it was that spun at second or third.
Yeah, because that was a very I found that quite interesting safety car because I never actually knew what was properly going on with that whole, how many people have crashed out because I basically I cut from what two people spinning out to another person spinning out and then all of a sudden everyone's slowing down of course because maybe a bigger incident's happened, so everyone was a bit everywhere on the first lap, but then again it is the first lap.
yeah. So for the safety cars, so they definitely helped a lot because I could I planned for a three stop and I actually did one, and this was, I think, only able to because I could save so much fuel and tire wear on the first two laps. So I made it to lap 15 with my tires and fuel, and then I managed on my first pit stop to almost drive another 15 laps around about that. So it was very helpful that the safety car was out because I could push definitely more on the before my first pit stop. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised that Dudek just got just pitted twice. That's definitely.
For
I'm
one
kind of
stop.
surprised. Yeah, but I'm kind of surprised that he was behind me when I pitted one one time more than him. So
It's
that's
because
kind of interesting.
I spun out 3 times, so I
Yeah,
basically
I think that's
yeah.
so. I think yeah, if you didn't spin your car, you would
Yeah, that was a
definitely be
podium.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No questions asked.
But
Can I
Nismo,
just
please.
say
Yeah.
that the secret is out?
it is out as
Oh,
just
have
as
you
you
seen it?
just as you say that.
Yes.
Actually, I'm looking at your car and it goes past the back wing, and
Is
the
it-
way
is it pretty cool, mate?
the way I described it was straight from the Urban Dictionary. In fact, it's swaggerlicious.
Oh.
It was very cool with the with the glasses, and it looked like someone from Snapchat, to be honest. But
How? Yeah, it was. How did you actually discover it? Did you just check, or was
I
it
was
like during the
No.
watching the race?
Basically, I saw it when watching you chasing Kaiser, and I was like, "Oh, Nismo, have you seen it yet?" So then he spent a good like 2 laps trying to get the right lighting to see it.
do you want to know the truth? I must admit, I was trying to look for it, but it looked like a cool pattern. And then when you told me to look closer, when Trouble came in and said, "Oh, you know, have you seen it?" I tried to look closer and thought, "There's definitely got to be something up with this livery. It's not a cool pattern, is it?" And then I just see 2 guys with glasses just on the back. I mean, clearly, anyone passing would just be scared to pass, honestly, just intimidated by
I mean,
those.
I think when I made the 2 moves on going 3 wide through the middle in T1, I think they had a great glimpse of just pretty cool, mate, after that overtake, you know?
Yeah,
honestly, it's like what's no Punterino with Jimmy Broadbent.
Yeah.
You need to make it a thing with all your liveries now, where you just stick that
Yeah,
a
it's
little
pretty-
bit in the
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But
Of course, I'm gonna, you know, every livery will have a little something, so
of course.
yeah.
Well, honestly though, what an amazing race that both of you have had. I was really gritting my teeth towards those last couple laps.
Oh yeah. I would have loved a battle with Nico.
Yeah.
I think going into the S's like DRS. I don't know what wings you were running. Were you running 1818 or
2020, I changed it right before the qualifying just to test it, and it worked out very well for me. So I could push more confidently, and I set constantly not faster lap times, but so I didn't set a new personal best with this setup, but it was definitely that I could consistently be faster than with the other setup. So
Yeah.
overall, it helped a lot.
Yeah,
But it
I
was
was
like a last minute change to the setup that I never tried before.
running 1818 wings. So literally like especially at the start when I had like no engine damage, the speed difference I had on some other cars was ridiculous. Like I don't know, like 8 tenths behind the 2 guys like before I went 3 wide. And I only went 3 wide like about 100 meters before the actual braking zone. It was just mad. But yeah, literally, for some reason it just worked for me. I tried 2020, and for me, like, although yes, the car's more stable, just for me, like, there was not enough straight line speed. So yeah, if I was a little bit closer with DRS, I think on the straight that would have been a very spicy going into
Yeah,
T1.
definitely.
Yeah, we saw a lot of throughout the entire race, especially you do that going for some quite amazing moves on Roman.
Oh
And
yeah.
honestly, the overtakes they weren't touring car. Let's put it that way. You know, everyone gave their space. Everyone was very respectful, and you know it all worked out, and literally an amazing race, honestly, to watch.
Yeah, I
And
can't wait to rewatch it on the stream.
Yeah, I hope so that I can do it as well.
don't judge me too much on my voice,
Mm,
but
no.
It's fine, it's fine.
but yeah, with that, I think we should probably, because Xevious has been waiting for quite a long time.
Yeah,
It-
but
Sorry.
I just wanted to say one thing. I think part of my good race was because you're streaming, and I was just to show you that I wanted to impress my rival, so I had to show off a little bit.
Can I ask, who is your rival?
You are.
You.
Yeah,
After the DTM league, who else would it be?
well, I must say, after that performance, mate, I'm hiding under my bed after this.
Nah.
Honestly, it's amazing the amount of race pace you had and luck. I'm kidding. but, but honestly, you did such an amazing. You literally couldn't have had a better. Well, except for maybe the front two, both Mats and was it Mats? It was both Exevius and Mats. Yeah, Exevius and
Yeah,
Mats. If they both had engine penalties, that would have been maybe the best race in the century that I've ever seen. But P3 though, still astonishing. From
Yeah.
all the way back from P12, you gained 9 positions, which is, well, for a league of this caliber, I feel like that's unheard of, to be honest.
And when you keep in mind that's basically my second league
It-
overall, and how many races I did last league, so I'm basically new to this whole thing. Still.
Exactly. Yeah, you've now showed everyone how I always forget my words. How competitive you are. You know, you absolutely pulled the pants down of everyone else in the top 10. But yeah, such an amazing race. So I will sadly now have to depart with you guys now. Bring in Exevius.
Yeah. It's
But
okay.
All right.
honestly though, amazing to watch both of you during the race. You really did create a good race.
Spectacle.
A spectacle. Exactly. See, this is why I need a co-commentator always. I need an adult.
You need
Yeah, so I will hopefully see you guys either next league or maybe practice for Red Bull. Not next league, next race.
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately, I
retiring.
probably won't be there, so you won't have me to take when I inevitably grow up.
Hopefully Martin will be here next
Yeah,
week because yeah, if he's not, Trouble, could you just go into a wall or Fennec?
No,
Or...
no. What I was saying is I won't be there next week.
Well, you're not going to be racing next week.
Right? Yeah. No, I won't be.
That's a shame. That's
So
a real-
unless you want phone commentary, then you're not getting it. But yeah, should be back from Monaco. So
Okay. Well, Nico and Duda, I will see you guys hopefully later, and yeah,
in a bit.
see ya. Do you want me to put you
See
back in
ya.
the league race communication, by the way?
Nah, I'm off. I'm off.
Okay.
I'm gonna rewatch the stream. See you.
Have a
Okay.
So-
good one.
have a good one.
Bye bye.
And now,
All right, so now for our race
dominant
winner.
winner.
Oh my, this is gonna be. Let's. I'm gonna bring him in. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Exevius. What a dominant race! I
Thank you.
was honestly expecting, because qualifying, you guys were so close together. I was expecting Mats, Kays, Roman, everyone, everyone fighting everyone, going into that first corner. And then I look about a lap later at you, and you're already 7 seconds down the road. And by the end of the race, you're 30 seconds in front of everyone, which is just godlike, really. It is alien, as it were.
Yeah, I don't know. I surprised myself with how well I drove, how fast I was. After qualifying, I thought, okay, I always have good qualifying pace, but I expected that in the race I'll probably be like, I don't know, P4, P5, something like that. But then after the safety cars, I started pulling away from, I think it was Vosges at that time. It was second. I kept pulling away and I kept pulling away each lap, and I was like, okay, this is good, and yeah, just kept driving like that, and came home to win.
I mean,
I mean, I think one of the key things with that is when, say, Kaiser and some people were making mistakes, you didn't seem to really make any. So
Yeah, it was a really
pulled and they just
clean
didn't
drive.
have a chance to catch up.
Yeah, I had I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 times I had the rear step out, but yeah, that was basically the worst. And I had
Yeah.
some close calls with back markers, but yeah, it was all good.
Yeah, we were for a couple of laps we were travelling on you, and you just looked like you were just in the zone, just absolutely as if you're in your own world. You had no pressure. You just absolutely destroyed the whole rest of the pack. It's just amazing.
It was, I don't know, I did some testing earlier this week, and I tried time trial, and I was nowhere near the top. But then I found a good setup, and yeah, I went into practice. Was really feeling good and everything. Then I did an entire stint to see how the car would react, especially with the accelerated tire wear. And, the car felt good even when the tires were completely done. And yeah, and then I did a quali run, and the car felt good. I was fast. I did the fastest time in practice, and I was like, okay, this is looking like something. Yeah, and then qualifying came. I had on my first run in quali, I didn't do. I did 2 laps, and I wasn't really happy, and couldn't really get a clean lap in. But managed to get that clean, that perfect. I wouldn't say perfect. I think the lap in practice was perfect. But
Yeah.
yeah, quali was good enough for pole, and yeah, pulled away and kept driving.
Honestly,
I don't know, the car just felt absolutely amazing, especially at the final stint, the third stint. The final, I don't know, 4 or 5 laps with the car was just, it was on rails. It was just absolutely perfect, and I got a bit greedy in one lap where I was chasing fastest lap. I think I could have beaten my fastest lap by like 3 or 4 tenths or something like that. And I think on the second to last lap, I did a little mistake. And then for the last lap, I was like, okay, calm down and just bring this home.
I mean, honestly, you did bring it home, and watching qualifying was almost as exciting as watching the race, because the margins between both you, Matt's, and Kay's was a Boj, were just
Yeah,
they were within a tenth. You've got three
yeah,
cars within a tenth of each other, which is just small mistake, one lift of the throttle that could have, moved you down to P2. And I don't know if you saw, but I think Matt's having a bad start. Did that give you confidence in the first laps,
I don't
or?
know. I feel I had a really, really good start. So basically, when I saw that I I put a bit of a gap on that first lap. I was like, okay, turn onto the racing line and let's go, like, get in the zone. And yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you were definitely in the zone. You literally, it's as if you were driving a Formula A car. Um, it was absolutely remarkable what you're doing with this car, and if you can carry this on through the league, if you do this in Austria, you're gonna be winning the championship by the halfway mark.
Yeah, yeah, I know that's why I don't want to get too excited because it was only preseason, but this still feels good, and yeah, hopefully I can carry it on into the proper races.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, try keep the momentum going.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly though, it was an amazing race. I sadly didn't catch you going over the line, which I was, because Dudek and Ashinkira kept on getting very close to each other. But honestly though, what a start to the season, and hopefully you can bring this from pre-season to to the actual races.
Yep.
I mean, with all that said, so far, because I've just had Ashin Kira say that I'm his rival. If there was one person on the grid who you could think could take the win from you, who would you say it was?
Oh, I don't know.
So
I think there are 3 or 4 really, 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 really fast drivers in this league, so I think it will be very, very intense and very, very tight at the top.
yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely, because I was both looking at your teammate Eddie as well had some good moments through that, but you were just it's just like you had you know how in Formula One they got like sometimes they got two different cars. It's like you had the extra spare part and just the extra horsepower, which was just
Yeah, I had all the new upgrades.
yeah, exactly. You're playing F1 Manager on easy mode, aren't you?
Yeah,
Um, put a Red Bull engine in it. But yeah, so
Well, he's friends with JBR, so clearly he starts with Ferrari.
yeah, yes. Yeah, so yeah, overall a good race for you. Hopefully you can bring that back into well, I say back into. Hopefully you can bring it forward into round 1, which will be next week. But
Yeah, hopefully. Although I'm not a big fan of the Red Bull Ring in Project Cars 2, but I think this gives me some confidence going into that first race.
make sure you don't say that in front of Dudek, because when I said that, he's now he's held a massive grudge on me. But yeah, honestly though, I have been keeping my eye on the time trials for the Austrian Grand Prix, and that they are actually getting quite close between certain people. So whether they can bring it into race pace or their quali pace, it's all gonna come down to that 10th at the end of the day between everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for an amazing race though.
Thank you for broadcasting that.
Yeah, thanks for the stream.
As always, welcome.
Thanks for giving me entertainment when I screwed up.
It's no worries. I know you're a good co-commentator because you've come in here before. Well, not with me, but with Fat Scout. So,
Fat Scout, yeah.
You know, when I know a good commentator when I've seen him on previous broadcasts. But yeah, it was
So Martin's placing me, so hopefully he's just as good, if not better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm hoping he's now got something to live up to. I'm joking. There's going to be hopefully it's going to be as good as this race, and there's going to be a lot more, because it's going to be a lot more straight line, mean more DRS zones, more slipstream, so
More late braking.
exactly, more dive bombs, yeah, everything. But yeah, amazing race, Xavius, and
Thank you.
hopefully we should see you maybe in the podium or back on in first place in the next race.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the top step of the podium.
Yeah. But okay. Well, I will talk to you later or next Monday, possibly, depending on if you win.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
See you
see
guys.
you next time.
I'll be going as well, so thank you, Desmond.
No worries. And yeah, and see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Okay. Well, with commentary all done, that was an amazing race. I wasn't expecting it to be that much action, to be honest. I was going into it going, it's gonna be a bit here, a bit there. I didn't think I've ever spoken for this long, but all good things must come to an end, just like the race and now the stream. And it's been amazing commentating for this league. I've got the most viewers I've ever got, for the most followers I've ever got, and honestly, it's always been a pleasure to commentate. And if you're looking to commentate for a league, I definitely recommend it. It's something fun. You don't have to, you got to do your research before, but it's definitely enjoyable, because I might have had more fun commentating, but yeah, honestly, an amazing race, and I hope to see everyone next Monday, except for Trouble, which is very sad that he has to go or isn't going to be there. But the next race is going to be the Austrian Grand Prix around the Red Bull Ring, so keep your eyes out for that on Monday, and I hope to see all of you, at least most of you, in the next stream.